Now, let's take a look on... Fuck! Ladies and gentlemen, this happens when a beginner tries to record a few videos in one row, and like few different videos, and like all that kind of shit. So, let's do it again. Hello guys, I'm Chaoslance, and I would like to welcome you at the second episode of my Legion BfA comparison of Warlock, and today we are gonna take a look on destruction, as you can probably read on here. So, what is destruction? Well, it is what it says it is. It's destruction. It's the master of hard-hitting spells. Or is it? Because when you think about it, like the majority of your rotation composed from Incinerate, which is a pretty quick cast and not that hard hitting. Immolate, which is also a quick cast and it's dot and also not hard hitting. Conflagrate, which is instant cast and not hard hitting. And Chaos Bolt, which is hard hitting, but you don't cast it that much as you would like to cast it. Yeah. So those are the basic spells, and then of course we have a life tap. But it's just a life tap. Thanks to my complete unlock on RNG, I have resolved the Netherlord as the best legendary for my sweet Warlock, and that gives me the talent Empowered Life Tap, which I have talked about in the Affliction review. But here it actually kind of works and gives up some neat DPS. But before we can get into that, let's take a look on how the basic rotation without any talents and artifact ability and all that kind of stuff looks like. So we start with, well, I've seen some guys precasting Incinerate, others are precasting Chaos Bolt, others are precasting Immolate, and then I have seen guys precasting Incinerate and Immolate. So let's do this. You start with precast of that, and boom, you press Incinerate and just Chaos Bolt. And then you press another Chaos Bolt, Conflagrate. I shouldn't reapply the Immolate, but whatever. And then you just like ramp up some soul shards by pressing this one, Conflagrate. You spend your soul shards with Chaos Bolts, Conflagrate, and then you spend or you build up soul shards, then you refresh Immolate, boom, Confla, some more spending, then you build up some shards once more, boom, 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 Confla, Chaos, refresh Immo, Confla. That was not supposed to happen. Okay, life tap. Again, Confla, shoop. Pretty simple, but for me it's still more engaging than Affliction. And yeah, that's how the basic looks like. Then let's take a look on talents. Well, 15 row Backdraft, Roaring Blaze, and Shadowburn. Shadowburn. For the love of holy fuck. How to say it and not be... and not curse even more than Affliction Warlock? Well, it's bullshit. This thing should be baseline. It should be baseline execute. As it used to be long before, like, I've played Warlock on Cataclysm private server, and this was baseline execute. That should be it. And fuck off. Then... oh, so, just by the way, it's useless. Then we have Roaring Blaze, which... well, could be neat, but eventually it's not, because It's completely beaten by the Backdraft talent, which makes Conflagrate reduce cast time of Initiate and Chaos Bolt. Yep. Level 30. Reverse Entropy. Well, I've heard this talent is good in PvP, but as I'm not a PvPer, or at least not now, then I have no bloody idea. But I can just say that it does not work, or it works, but not as good as Eradication in PvE. Then we have Eradication talent, which makes Chaos Bolt give you a 15% damage buff to the target. Win. And then of course Empowered Life Tap, which is just a passive effect for Life Tap, but actually, like, the Empowered Life Tap in Destruction Warlock makes it like more engaging and more fun to use that spell, and not just like, oh, fuck, I'm out of mana. And here we go again spamming. And I'm actually gonna cook up a Healthstone to heal myself, because I'm kinda like mindlessly pressing Life Tap. Level 45. What the fuck? Once more, Demonic Circle should be baseline. No fucking idea why the least mobile class in the game has both mobility talent, like both mobility options as talents. Mortal Coil should be in PvP, Shadow Fury should be baseline, and shouldn't have a fucking cast time. Level 60. Cataclysm. Sounds good. Looks good. But it serves no purpose. Oh, I have to wait 25 seconds to change back. Fire and Brimstone is good when you go into hard AoE. Like when you go into Mythic Plus and it's some kind of trash affixes combined with, like, maybe good example for it would be like a Teaming and Fortified, when you need to turn down the trash as soon as possible. That's your choice, because then you will like generate shit ton of soul shards in one Incinerate, and then just like press the Rain of Fire like this, and I can actually show you on the bloody imps, which are here as AoE damage. Yeah, it would go like that. Boom, 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 rain, and boom, boom, and rain. And when it rains, and I don't know how that song continues, and this is not how I should make this video, so fuck it. Now on my way back, let's take a look on Soul Harvest. Fuck, I'm in combat still. Which works exactly as the Affliction one works, but it doesn't stack the duration with Agony, it does stack the duration with Immolate. Row 75, same shit show. Row 90. That's where the things get interesting. Grimoire of Supremacy. Could be good, but it's not. Or at least not as good as Grimoire of Sacrifice. But before I will talk about not Grimoire of Sacrifice, Grimoire of Service, sorry. But before I will talk about Grimoire of Service, let me say Grimoire of Sacrifice fucking sucks. Okay. Now, Grimoire of Service. You may be there like, I summon one pet. Okay. But if it doesn't work for Affle, why should it work for Distro? Well, it works for Distro because where is that fucking trait? Nope. 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 This one. Impish Inspiration. Increases the damage dealt by your imp's firebolt by 18%. This trait increases the damage of the firebolt of the Grimoire's imp. So that means that can't deal us pretty much damage. And then level 100. Wreak Havoc is a great pick for 2-target cleave like KABOOM of Chihuahua. Brilliant. Soul Conduit here actually is pretty neat, because when you do all that kind of basic magic and you build up to 5 stacks, fuck that, not like this, and then you just start spending the shards, and you go like this and bloop. And it eventually makes you to cast like 20 more shadow bolts out of 90 when you are lucky enough, like by the pure methods. 15, like fuck the math, I'm not going to do math, I'm just a feeler. Like, I play by my feels, and eventually my feels leads me to the top meter. But the cookie cutter in most situations, which means the pure single target and hard AoE situations, is Channel Demon Fire, because it deals a shit ton of damage and it also deals a shit ton of AoE damage. Now, when we have all these things in place, let me summon my little cunt. Yep, because you use this small fuckerino, this impy, called Pipette, when you play Warlock or Destruction Warlock. And let's take a look on how it eventually will look while fighting this guy. But before we can do that, let's talk about the artifact ability called the Dimensional Rift. That's a thing that opens a rift in time and space, and that rift deals damage. You have, if I remember correctly, like 3 or 4 options for the rifts, like the shadow one, the fell one, and the fire one. And yeah, these rifts deal different amounts of damage in a different pace, and it actually kinda works. And yep, so let's begin, shall we? First of all, we must make sure, and I will pop up sound and take the sound here a bit lower, so that it should be all right. Also lower up this thing, and okay. So you need to, or with my setup with the Empowered Lifetime talent, it's better to do bloop this, and then start the basic precast, and throw down this big fucker, and then like this, spit, summon this bigger fucker, or bigger small fucker, whoop, and do the Demon Fire thing. Make sure you hit the Demon Fire thing while you have every damage to target done increase possible in the open. Yep. And if you wonder what is that insane maniacal law of that, that's a weak aura that says to me that I should like go into recasting the, or rebuffing myself with the Empowered Lifetime. Okay, this, and then channel the Demon Fire. Boop. Make sure to channel Demon Fire on, like, whenever it is possible. And especially once you hit the target with that bloody Chaos Bolt for that eradication debuff. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. This is how Destruction Warlock looks on Legion. Okay, and now let's take a look on BfA Destruction. I am currently on PTR. As you can see, there is a shit ton of other warlocks pretending to understand what demonology is about. I'm gonna join them soon. And now let's kinda take a look on what is new. In the basic spells there is nothing new. Or like there is a slight change. Yeah, you are not able to summon Doomguard anymore. You have only Infernal, which has been reworked. That he fits far more to the Destruction fantasy. Yeah, you summon the Infernal from the Twisting Nether, impacting for blah 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 fire damage and stunning enemies. That used to be. And now there is a second part of the tooltip, and it says the Infernal will serve you for 30 seconds, dealing blah 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 damage to all enemies every 1.4 seconds and generating one soul shard fragment every 0.5 seconds. That's new, and it's cool. And just by the way, they removed the cost of this. Then, of course, we have Incinerate, Immolate, Conflagrate, which now has a backdraft effect baseline, and Chaos Bolt. They work the same, and of course, the Rain of Fire, which is the same as it used to be. Now, let's take a look on when the things get interesting. The row 15, and here it begins. Haha. The first talent, Flashover. That gives you back the old feel of Backdraft, plus increased damage on Conflagrate. Because, like, currently, the Conflagrate deals, or gives you only one backdraft tentonons, one backdraft stack, and once we switch to Flashover, it gives us two backdraft stacks, and we can just do this and feel fucking broken. And we have Eradication, which works just as in Legion, only it increases the damage to the target by 10% and not 15%. I'm not sure how it will be comparable, but I will let that to the math geniuses. And then, which pleased me very well, is Soulfire. Unfortunately, Soulfire is not yet animated to be green. It isn't affected by the Green Fire questline, and I pray it will be affected by this because it has a fucking sick animation. I really like it, and then you follow it with this, and boom! There has been a concern among the community about Soulfire being just a completely useless spell, as it has like 45-second cooldown. It did hit really hard, but it was like, okay, it hits hard, 45-second cooldown, it's not like insanely long cast time, what the fuck is that spell good for? But with these recent reworks, probably recent, I was not keeping myself up to date with Warlock, like Destruction Warlock for a while, it's pretty neat addition to Destro's arsenal. It breaks that boring rotation of Incinerate, Immolate, and Conflagrate, that the same cycle that you repeat all over, and adds some, like the pew, not pew pew, but more like a pew vibe, because like Destro is not pew pew. Destro on its own current assistance is like, yeah. I hope you get what I mean. Okay, let's take a look on the talents on the row 30. And I'm starting to rumble as it wouldn't be good. Reverse Entropy. A bit of RNG, but this RNG gives you 15% haste for 8 seconds. Every spell can proc it. Great. Internal Combustion. That makes Chaos Bolts hit a little bit more harder as it consumes some duration. I hope it is duration, because I have not tested that for myself. Hold on. Yes, it eats the duration of Immolate to deal more damage, and it looks good, but I will stick with the reverse entropy because my complaints about Legion Destroyer that it was hitting too fast and not hard enough. And BfA, in my opinion, hits too slow and too hard. Like, well, you know, that's the typical human thing, you will never satisfy everyone. Or actually, you will never satisfy anyone. And then, of course, we have Shadowburn working basically as it did before. I think... Hold on. Generates 3 social fragments. Generates 5 social fragments. But it does not replace conflict rate anymore. So this talent could be once more viable opportunity. Because then it would go like pew, 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 pew. Perhaps we will have to see. I will still stick to the reverse entropy. Okay, and we have like a row 45 and 60 swap their places. So once more, fucking trigger. Now row 60. It's simply AoE focused. Like you have Inferno, which buffs the Rain of Fire. You have Fire and Brimstone doing whatever it is doing on Legion, but the damage is nerfed. That Cleave of Immolate doesn't do full damage of Immolate, it deals only a fraction of the damage. And I think that also the Soul Shard gain is nerfed compared to Legion. And then we have Cataclysm, which is the best option in single target, because once per 30 seconds you will be able to reapply Immolate for a bigger hit. It is a slightly longer cast time, like 1.4 seconds compared to 1.1 second, but it still does the additional damage, and it's the best talent in the row because you will at least use it. And right now we can justify picking it while saying that it looks good. Level 75, already talked about that. Fucking trigger. Now row 60. That is good. We have the Roaring Blaze talent, which I think used to be a thing back in the good old days before Legion, and that basically adds Conflagrate some more damage to do. Yeah, like you do Immolate, and it is buffed by Immolate, and I'm not really sure how that currently works, but I will figure it out later while I will do like a proper guide or something like that. Yeah, then of course we have the Grimoire of Sacrifice, which is slightly better than in Legion, because in Legion when you sacrifice this cunt, you go like, okay, I sometimes do some damage, and that's it. But in BfA you get this command demon ability. So right now I can dispel. As I have sucked in the imp, I can bloody dispel. But it fades into nothingness in comparison with the Grimoire of Supremacy. Because once Infernal is active, every soul shard you spend increases the damage of your Chaos Bolt by 8%. Which means that every Chaos Bolt you cast while this dude is out will deal 16%. Like, will buff the next Chaos Bolt for 16%. And with Bloodlust, and with haste trinkets possibly, and maybe some haste potions. I am not sure if there will be haste potions in BfA. I haven't checked that out yet. That's gonna be fucking insane. And then row 100, Soul Conduit, slightly nerfed compared to Legion. It doesn't deal like 20% increase, like the 20% chance to be refunded to soul shards and that kind of bullshit. I don't like it. Channel Demon Fire still works pretty much the same. And then we have Dark Souls Instability, which increases your critical strike for 30 seconds. And right now, when we have taken a look on this, let the fun begin. Yeah. So, I will open with this nice, beautiful dude called the Cataclysm, which will do like blip, and followed by this, boom, and nope. I want this fucker, discount, black item. Weehaw! As you can see, it's fucking insane, and I have no fucking idea what am I trying to do here, and yet I fucking misclicked whatsoever. Ba-da-dum. Woohoo! I really like the Destruction Rock. I actually like all BfA Warlocks, but man, this is just badass. And I think I will write a ticket to make the Soulfire like being improved or like channeled to changed to the green, because it's sad like you are just throwing around these beautiful green shit, and then you fire that orange one. Like, really, Blizzard? Really? No one has ever thought of that? Well, I will have to fix it. Okay. And that is probably all I wanted to say to you about Destruction Warlock, or better not say, but to show to you about Destruction Warlock. So I hope you liked it, and if you have liked it, give it a like. If you have disliked this, dislike it, and use the comment section down below what exactly you did not like. Do you think that I said some utter bullshit, or that I'm a complete idiot, or that my nose is big and my webcam looks bad, and why the fuck do I have this mess on table, or whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. Then, if you have liked this video so much that you would like to see my other videos, feel free to check out my channel. And if you like what you find on my channel, then feel free to, of course, hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell icon thingy which is next to it. Of course, once we get this thing done, then what's next? Oh, I thought about that. Yeah, if you want to support my channel, feel free to share the word that I exist. Share this video, share any of my videos, share the link of my channel, do it. You will be like almost a god. If you don't like me so much that you would like to ruin my life and fucking kill me and whatever else, should take this video, take links to any of my other videos, then take the link of my channel and post it onto your Facebook, Twitter, Discord, even on your YouTube channel. And say like, hey guys, look at this. Look at this fucker. Come and hit him, destroy him, because just do it. Let the fun begin. And yeah, if you want to support me like way too much, and you like me way too much, well, feel free to venture on my Patreon, because my Patreon is waiting, and currently my goal with Patreon is to get enough monthly income to afford a proper editing softwares, and not just like a really old version of Sony Vegas and GIMP. Yeah. So with that, I will thank you for watching, and yep, I will see you somewhere in the future. Bye bye, guys.